Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to station APA, channel 1906, that's 1906, on your digital dial. You know what that means, but we'll get to that later. We want to thank, first of all, Jerry Jones. As you can see, Jerry has remodeled our studio, and he made it a little bit festive for Christmas. So I want to thank you, Jerry Jones, for your contributions to the studio tonight. Also, we want to get into some other sports. Today was a very big day in sports, especially on the football field. There were some very good games today, some close games. First of all, the Cardinals and the Saints won a slugfest today, and the Saints won out 48-41. There was a very controversial call at the end of the game that helped the Saints to win. They probably shouldn't have won, Tanya Redvine, but they did. A win is a win, and so it goes into the W column for the Saints. Also, the Raiders and the Chargers. The Raiders punched their tickets to the playoffs with a 19-16 victory over the Chargers. The Packers threw a long 60-yard pass at the end, close to the end of the game in the last minute, and they ended up kicking a field goal as time expired to defeat the Chicago Bears 30-27. The Philadelphia Eagles had nothing to lose but another game, and that's what they did. They scored a touchdown close to the end of the game that had them behind by 1 point. The score was 27-26. The Eagles could have kicked the extra point and sent the game in overtime. Instead, they decided to go for two. Too bad. They missed it, and they lost. The Titans and the Chiefs had a good game today. We call it the Freezer Bowl. The temperature at game time in Kansas City was 1 degree. But the Titans kicked the field goal once again as time was expiring, and they outlasted the Chiefs 19-17. The Pittsburgh Steelers had a subpar offensive day, but they eked out a win with 6 field goals by their kicker, Chris Boswell, and defeated the Bengals 24-20. And the shocker of the day, the Houston Texans won. Now, Jacksonville fired their coach immediately after the game, and they should have, losing to the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans have a $72 million quarterback. That's right, I said $72 million they're paying this guy. They had to take him out of the game and put in a $2.5 million guy. Now, you do the math, but to me, it made no sense whatsoever. Anyway, the Houston Texans won 21-20 after being down by 13 points. And then in the key matchup of the day, it was this team from Florida, Tampico Bay, what is it? Oh, Tampa Bay. They came to town to try and play against the Dallas Cowboys. Tampa Bay was a little bit out of their league. I have a couple of friends who had thought that Tampa Bay defense was going to be too much for Dak Prescott. But Dak showed them tonight. A lot of people over the past week had started writing Dez off. Dez had 8 receptions for 82 yards tonight. Zeke had 23 carries for 159 yards and 1 touchdown. And I really think that Zeke should be in the running for MVP of the league this year. Dak, everyone questioned Dak this past week. What's wrong with Dak? Some of my friends, Pastor Jack Fields, was calling for Dak to be removed and put in Tony Romo. But I think Dak answered all of the doubters tonight. He went 32 of 36 for 279 yards. Also, the Cowboys head back this week. We had 2 players that came back this week, McFadden and Whitehead. And for you old school people out there, McFadden and Whitehead, ain't no stopping us now. Thank you, Greg Moore, for that one. One thing that we do have to do is clean up the penalty. We had too many penalties tonight. This game could have been a runaway if we hadn't had so many penalties. We had some penalties that stopped some important drives. Clean that up, and we're going to be just fine. Our next game will be against the Detroit Lions. It'll be a Monday night game at 7:30. So make sure that everybody is tuned in, because we know we're going to feed the beast. Yes, right.